Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Last Level Press. I'm Mr. Black, and this is round 2 of HAWKEN. Now, some of you may be wondering why I'm doing a round 2 for this game, because I managed to really get across one of my more concise first 15s for this game, and I have good news for you all. Very good news. That good news is that I was wrong. I've scarcely been more excited to say that because I read this game wrong, so I apologize for misleading anybody. Should the development staff of this game see either of these videos, do please accept my most sincere apologies for misreading the way that this game works. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, I criticized this game rather heavily, as I do for any that I would, truthfully accuse of leaning too heavily upon a pay-to-win model. I was incorrect, completely so. As I realized by poking around a little bit more in the garage, you guys will see in some of the vlogs that I'm about to conduct, and depending on when all of this gets published and uploaded, you may have already seen or will see, but I've been playing more of this game, and I've really grown to like it. It's starting to dig itself out a nice little niche in my gaming taste. And after having played a little bit more, I earned a little bit more of the in-game currency, so I was actually able to start shopping around for new parts and things to customize Fred, my little mech here. I forgot it had a name. It actually told me the mech's name in the tutorial. And as you can see, I've given him some bitchin' red stripes, because, it makes him go faster. That's the way these things work. But, in looking around, and I believe, where is it? The Cosmetics tab. Yes, here we are. Most of the cosmetics, I was right in saying before, are indeed paid only, but as always, I'm okay with that. I still think that the cosmetic effects are a bit overpriced, but it doesn't affect gameplay balance, so I can begrudgingly accept that. Remember those pieces that I called out as potentially being premium content in the market before? And now look at this. These are the exact same pieces. Those that I saw in the market before were just highlighted. They were the featured, the promoed pieces, essentially the new ones to come out, or the most popular. But they don't have any specific gameplay effects. The only reason that they had unique names, which I thought were essentially set names, were to identify them as uniquely skinned, and therefore, different versions of the otherwise vanilla game chassis that you can unlock via completely balanced and normal means. I'm just showing off a few of these here because some of these do really have some cool designs on them. Especially this one. This is one of my favorites. Just looks really, really freaking cool. So, like I said, I just wanted to clear the air and correct myself, because I don't like to be wrong, so I always want to... Ooh, that looks really cool. It's got kind of a Southeast Asian kind of look to it. I always want to make sure that I don't leave misunderstandings and that I don't leave negative impressions where they are not due. So, with that in mind, I am now much more excited to play this game, because removing the apprehension of potential pay-to-win strategies and business models for this game really, really declouds my willingness to really engage in this game and to bite into it and really actually feature it a bit more and to play it a bit more, because I tend, out of disgust really and contempt, to, even if I enjoy the gameplay of pay-to-win games, just leave them behind rather quickly, just because I want nothing to do with them, because I hate that business model. And this, now that I don't suspect it of that, because I was wrong and I've basically checked through that to make sure that I was wrong, like, look at the market here. This is what I was seeing before, and yeah, these look like, oh, well, these are pieces that you can only buy within or with the paid currency. That's because they're just reskinned versions of the same pieces that you would get if you went to the mechs tab here. And I've actually got enough currency now to buy a new one. I think I started with about 3,000 of the base currency to begin with. I think that's just to give you a little bit to work with to get like consumable items and internals, which are little passive tweaks that you can buy and install into your mech. And I've since earned now a total of 4,759, which means I could buy two 2 of the lower-end mechs are now within my price range. So, for the sake of giving you guys a little bit something more interesting to look at, let's figure out which one of these I want to get. Either the Reaper, a Type A light ranged mech, whose strengths are ranged suppression, sustained skirmisher, and high accuracy. It is a frontline sniper able to adapt with both speed and precision. That does sound up my alley. Alright, how's about the other one? The Type B medium assault mech. Strengths are offensive prowess, sustained skirmisher, and powerful cooling systems. That also sounds up my alley. I tend to play this game a little bit tanky. I don't lean quite so much on the mobility in this game, so that actually appeals a little bit more to me. Versatile vehicle suitable for anything from light support to frontal assaults. Sounds good to me. Oh, cool, I can click on it and get more details. Alrighty then, comes with a tow rocket, which is familiar to me because that's what Fred uses, and a submachine cannon. That's a little different. I get the coolant ability, just like Fred. And, ooh, wow. It actually has... Is this, like, fluff info? I didn't know much of anything about Ilal, or whatever the actual in-lore world is here. There's very little narrative, being multiplayer only. But, let's have a little look at some of this, shall we? The Assault M4 Bromans model was originally created to excavate Ilal's hazardous mines. Hey, I called it! I got better memory than I thought I did. The sturdy design of this model offered enhanced physical protection. As tunnel collapses became common occurrences, the production of this model skyrocketed. However, psychological ramifications of being buried alive often lingered with unfortunate pilots, usually resulting in early retirement. Even after it was pressed into combat service, much of the Assault's design remained the same. Semi-obsolete features throughout the mech are still evident, such as the flood lamps located to the left of the cockpit. That's actually kind of cool. So it sounds like this planet was, at first, colonized for mining. This is, of course, set in a sci-fi future sort of scenario. So, oh cool, we get a detailed stat breakdown here. I don't know what to compare these to, so I can really only just go by the basic description. Items. HE charge. Comes pre-installed. Mark 1. High explosive charge that can deal damage to a large area. Ooh, cool. So I basically get what amounts to mech grenades. Cool. Alright, let's roll with it. Waiting on store response. Ooh. This is Lila. She's the tutorial lady. I like her. She's actually got a really cool kind of tank girl steampunk design. Nice choice. Your new Assault can be found in your garage. There you may install equipment and customize it. Otherwise, get out of there and tear them up. Roger that. Alrighty. Alrighty then. Fred, you've been replaced. All you Wall-E fans out there, I'm sorry. I couldn't stand driving around a TV screen anymore. Or a microwave. Okie dokie then. That looks pretty cool. This is actually one of the chassis that first caught my eye in the art style of this game. So that's part of what also, I will admit, what drew me to this one. Just because I like the way it looks. And speaking of, what can I do cosmetically? I can affect some of the trim lines. Let's do that. Give me back my red. I like the red. Alright, let's really saturate. Make them a little darker. Little darker. There we go. Gotta get that Commander Shepard red stripe going. Alright, is there anything I can do other than that without paying for anything? Because I'm terribly, terribly poor, so I can't afford to do that. But for the sake of example, to further illustrate the point that I was making before, you can buy these chassis even for mechs that you don't own, and you can essentially save them for when you do unlock or buy them in the future. One of the ones that makes me laugh is this one. The Fred Blue Screen of Death chassis. I just get a kick out of that. Alright. Let's see, what else can we do? By the looks of this, it even makes it look like you might be able to stick with the base Assault chassis, but then switch out cosmetically for those other bodies, so it doesn't affect the stats at all, you just look a little bit different, and that's awesome! That's really actually bordering on one of my favorite sort of new trends that I'm noticing in a lot of MMOs, is the use of a cosmetic equipment slot, so that you can have a really great set of armor that gives you all the stat boosts and everything that you might want, but that appearance-wise, you're just not very fond of. Well, drop something that you do like the look of into the cosmetic slot, and you can just play that way. I love games that include that, and this is actually starting to look like it functions pretty similarly. So, that's enough of me blathering on about admitting I was wrong. Let's get into the real reason we're all here. Ooh, cool, I unlocked these new game modes. That must have been at the end of the last match I was playing. Alright, missile assault, I don't know what that is. Siege, that sounds more interesting. I have no idea what this is, but let's give it a try, shall we? Alrighty then, I am queued up. And I'm excited, I really am. I was so apprehensive about this game when I finished my first 15 on it, but I'm really, really glad that I decided not to uninstall it, to give it a second chance, and poke around a little bit more, because now I'm just all kinds of excited for this game. I really, really cannot wait to finish building our new computer rig, because most of the parts are now on the way, so very, very soon we'll be able to actually finish putting that beast together, and it's gonna be a beast. And really be able to show off games for you guys in a way that we've never been able to before. And this one, from all the screenshots that I've seen, all the promo art, like, check out the Steam screenshots for this game. They look gorgeous. And unlike some games, I believe it when this game claims that it can look that damn good, because it's already like halfway there, and I've got the settings really low on this right now. No, I don't want to pilot my recruit! I bought a new mech for a reason. What are you doing? Put me in my assault mech. There we are. Okay. Launch! Some of these levels are absolutely gorgeous. Cool design, too. Operation of this mech binds you to our contract. I like the match start overlay here. It's actually pretty detailed. Fuel subsystems, mechanical, everything pass. Very good. Match starts in 1 second. The match has begun. I have not yet visited this map. I don't know if maps are unique to game modes or not. They may well be. Okay, what exactly are we doing here? This is Siege, so there are points on the radar, E's 1, 2, and AA. I don't know what these mean. Is this basically going to work like Battlefield, where we have to capture these points? Yes, collecting EU. I don't know what that is, but oh, getting shot at. Oh man, and for some reason, my FPS is tanking. Bing, 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 bing. Wow, my FPS is tanking even more now than it was before. That's not good. That's not good. This is gonna get me killed. No! My beautiful new assault mech has gone boom. That's unfortunate. Alrighty then. Well, hopefully my FPS will recover, because I think I can safely say, and you guys can agree, I only died that time because my FPS dropped so very low. I think I could have taken that guy otherwise. I don't like to make excuses like, oh, it's just the computer's fault, but in that case, I really do think it was. Alright. It may well be that it just doesn't like my recording facecam and in-game footage separately. Plus running on a fairly detailed map like this. Hello, I see someone. Can I gank him? Can I gank him? Hello! Oh, they saw me. They knew I was coming. Ah, damn, this is getting really difficult to play. Why is my FPS doing this? This didn't even do this in my first 15 video. I think I saw someone else with a red striped assault. You're copying me, how dare you? Alrighty then. Porque todos hablan en inglés? Yeah, we all speak English, although I do speak a bit of Spanish. As I just evidenced by answering you. Although no, to any of our Spanish-speaking audience members, I don't really speak enough to conduct videos in Spanish, so I will not be creating a multilingual channel like I've seen some other people do. Sorry. I speak just enough to not get stabbed at the border. Hi there! Damn it. And yes, guys, if you're wondering, finally got a kill. I have watched a little bit of... Thank God, this is a slideshow. All systems go unlocked. I don't know what that means, but I think it's a medal for something, or an achievement of some kind. But anyway, I have watched some gameplay of Titanfall recently. I think my favorite person to watch play that is probably Jacksepticeye. He does some really good stuff, and he actually plays very well, so you can learn a fair amount by watching him. Somehow I got a kill in the midst of all of that. I'm just that damn good, I guess. But I do not yet have Titanfall. I wasn't actually following that game very closely at all. It wasn't for any cynical suspicion that it wouldn't be any good. It actually looked damn good from when I first saw it. I just, for whatever reason, didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it, and don't right now have the money to buy it, nor do I have an Xbox One, so when I do get it, eventually, it will most definitely be for PC. But, unfortunately, you guys are going to have to wait on that for quite a while because we're pinching pennies. The reason we're getting the new rig is more or less a gamble to say, okay, this is an investment, but we'll see a return on that investment by being able to bring out much, much better productions that people will enjoy a great deal, and therefore we'll see an increase in activity and our audience for. So it's a give and take. But for the time being, we are operating on a budget. Alrighty then, this is going absolutely terribly for me. So I do believe I'm actually going to exit that match because that's painful to play and probably not very enjoyable for you all to watch because for one, I'm dying over and over again, and for two, it's just an interactive slideshow. Interactive for me. Boring for you. So let's see. Can I leave? Yeah, leave match. There's not like a desertion penalty, is there? You're abandoning your team. Really leave the match? Yes, I'm sorry. Go on without me. You'll do better. Well, you might not, because teammates are always good as bullet shields. Someone else to distract the enemy. But really the primary point of my conducting this video was to address the fact that I did read this game wrong, and I wanted to really make that clear. I'm sure some of you are like, shut up, you made your points! It's just who I am. I don't like to speak wrong of someone. So, in this case, that someone would be the developers of this game, whose intentions I questioned, and that question was unwarranted. So, that is round 2, everybody, of HAWKEN. So, I apologize for not having much gameplay in this video. I intended to have more, but as you just saw with the performance issues that I ran into there, it just wasn't really worth continuing with that match. And if I go now into a different one, this video will get 20-30 minutes long, and I don't want to do that either. So, thank you all for joining me here at Last Level Press. I will be featuring more of HAWKEN now. As soon as I figure out what to do with its performance to make it not a slideshow, I may well just have to wait until I can finish building the new PC and then just launch from there into perhaps a new series for HAWKEN, the likes of Blackenster and Smite. That way I can just not repeatedly, routinely cycle in episodes covering more matches and content of that, if you guys all like it, whenever I feel like I can actually do something substantial with it. And it's not something I'm going to do like I see a lot of channels do, where like a lot of Battlefield players and Call of Duty players, they'll just do the same thing over and over and over every single day. And a lot of them tend to get stale that way. I really don't want that to happen to my material, to my channel. So I'm going to come back to this whenever I feel like I can actually do something cool with it, or if there are new and substantial updates that I can give news of to you guys. But other than that, I'm not going to force the continued series of something like this. That's why there are sometimes pretty long intervals between episodes of, say, Blackenster, the Making of a Mage, because there's only so much I can really say, even about a game as interesting as that, every single day. So that's why that's probably going to be about a once a week to every 2 weeks sort of series, depending upon what new updates and new features come out for that game. But anyway, I got really long-winded and tangential. So thank you all for joining me for this episode of round 2 of HAWKEN. I am Mr. Black, and as always, I wish you all good gaming and Godspeed.